Welcome to the channel, all my viewers and subscribers, and welcome to all the new viewers. Now today's video is a continuation of yesterday's video. If you haven't seen yesterday's videos yet, kindly pause this, go ahead and watch that so you will be able to follow what I'm going to say in this video. So we're going to look at the other documents from his other charges, and I must tell you, these are some very damning facts. And I have all the documents to prove what I'm gonna say. So stay tuned because you definitely don't want to miss this. I've seen and heard SHABDON being referred to as Shab Snake over the internet, and I always wondered why. So based on that, I decided to do my own investigation. And when I do my investigation, the documents that I found, he couldn't have gotten a better name. So to all of the dunce thugs them who love run come pick up a man, these are not my words. These are the words of the United States federal government. So let's now get straight into the documents. But look on your screen, you can see the first document. It's labeled United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida. To the left of that, it's the United States of America versus Lynroy Thompson. And below that, it's a criminal complaint. The criminal complaint is basically the case where the police are put forth to the court. And below all that, if you can look, it says this criminal complaint is based on these facts. And it says see attached affidavits. So the next document for your screen now, it's labeled as affidavits in support of a criminal complaint. Number one, just the introduction. The police, the special agent from ICE, I introduce himself and I make you know who he is and all of that. So if you look at number 2, it said, I make this affidavit in support of a criminal complaint and arrest warrant for Lynroy Thompson. These statements contained in the affidavits are based on information provided by other law enforcement officers and my experience and background. I have not included each and every fact known to me concerning this investigation, but I have set forth facts that I believe are necessary to establish probable cause to believe that Lynroy Thompson is an aggravated felon alien found in the United States without permission after deportation. So if you remember in yesterday's video, I stated that SHABDON was deported based on a crime that he commit. So this is the affidavit when him come back into the country and them catch him again and them are gonna put him in front of the court for violate the charges by coming back to America. But based on all of that investigation there, other things come forth. Or how him come back to get caught this second time now is because of this probable cause in which everything is been leaked. As you can see, number 3 it labeled probable cause and it states on or about November the 17th, 2014, Tampa Police Department detectives began an investigation in the loss of life of a victim and the victim initial as C.W, which took place on the 40th Street, North Tampa, Hillsborough County, Florida. During this investigation, a witness identified the shooter from a photo pack lineup prepared by the Tampa Bay Police Department detective. The witness could not, however, provide the true name of the suspect. The suspect's photograph was subsequently circulated within the Tampa Bay Police Department in an attempt to identify him. In response to this inquiry, Tampa Bay Police Detective Charlotte Canfield recognized the individual as Lynroy Thompson, whom she had previously investigated for fraud and identity theft in 2012. Detective Canfield knew that Thompson was a citizen of Jamaica and has been deported. As a result, this matter was ultimately referred to your affilant for further investigation. So basically, if you watch yesterday's video, you realize these are the same detective who lock up SHABDON and cause him to get deported in 2012. So she there in the office, the police there come with a picture and I show the whole police them and say, yeah, you know this man, I know this man. She say, yeah man, lock up this man already, for fraud and deport him back to Jamaica. And as I see, a witness positively identified SHABDON as a shooter in a loss of life in Florida there. So let's move on. The number 4, it states, I obtained a copy of the Tampa Bay Police Department photograph identifier by the witness to the homicide investigation. Compare it to the photograph of Linval Thompson maintained by ICE in the federal database. Because you know ICE are going to keep a database of all who them deport from the country. So them compare the picture where them have from the current loss of life investigation to the database and realize that the same person who is SHABDON. This said, it goes on to state, I then conduct a check of the National Criminal Information Center. The record check produced a match of records for Linval Linroy Thompson, maintained by ICE, showing that he was removed from the United States to Jamaica on or about January 23rd, 2014. Additionally, the records check showed that Linval Linroy Thompson was convicted of aggravated identity theft on or about January 11, 2013 in the United States District Court, Middle District of Florida. And it goes on to state the case number. So number 5 goes on to state that when SHABDON reached the US, him thief 2 more identity, got the DMV and get 2 more driver's license. But this is not what we are talking about right now, because these are similar charges to where him get deported from in the first place. So the conclusion of this document states that based on the foregoing facts, I believe there is probable cause to establish that Linval Linroy Thompson, a citizen and national of Jamaica, is an aggravated felon alien found in the United States without permission after having been deported in violation of them code and all of that. So what we established now, is that SHABDON was being investigated for a murder in Florida. So based on that, them bring him in and realize that this man here was deported already. So that's why them start the proceeding here now. So based on everything we hear or seen in the video so far, I see the document them for yourself. As you can look, the document date stamp the 5th of December 2014, and it has the signature of everybody involved in the investigation. Right? So based on everything, SHABDON should have a murder charge in America. At least me think so. And I think reasonable people would have believed so. Because somebody positively identified him as a shooter in a loss of life in Florida. Alright? So him shouldn't have a murder case. But look, I are low in all of the US database. We can't identify no form of loss of life charge than anything. So I know they done some of them in the back now. I said, so I'm telling you, every man get investigated for murder. Even they must get charged, even though them positively identify him. Okay, alright. Just hold on. I'm going to produce all the document to show you why I said the name Shab Snake fit him. So if you look on your screen now on this next document, you can see it labeled Judgment in a Criminal Case. This basically I give the overview or the conclusion as to what will come out of the case. It states that the defendant plead guilty to 1 count of the indictment. Accordingly, the court has adjudicated that the defendant is guilty for the following offenses. And the nature of the offenses being found in the United States after being previously deported. The date offense concluded August 31st, 2015 and count 1. As you can see on this next document, labeled imprisonment, the defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the United States Bureau of Prison to be imprisoned for a total term of 18 months with credited for time served while in custody. So basically, the time where the case take to the time of this verdict, I go take out from the sentence, so you're going to spend less than 18 months in a federal prison for the re-entry back into the United States. And remember, this is not his first nor second time he had re-enter in the United States. This is his 3rd time, and he only got 18 months. So now I'm going to just provide the document. We're going to turn everything upside down now and show you as to how him come by having this 18 month and don't have a murder charge. So now if you look on your screen, you can see this document labeled United States District Court, Middle District of Florida, Tampa Division. It stated United States of America versus Linval Linroy Thompson. Under that, or to the right of that, it give the case number. And below that now, it has a plea agreement. Everybody should know what a plea agreement is. The plea agreement is between the United States attorney and the defendant, who is SHABDON. Two of them will come to a mutual agreement, agree to certain things, so he can plead guilty to get a lesser sentence. So let's go through this document and see what goes on. So the document goes on to state, pursuant to Fed Arcrim, the United States of America by A. Lee Bentley III, United States Attorney for the Middle District of Florida, and the defendant, Linval Linroy Thompson, and the attorney of the defendant, mutually agrees to the following. So this basically I say, this is the agreement where both SHABDON, him lawyer, and the state attorney come to an agreement based on him pleading guilty. So the document goes on to state, particularized term, the defendant shall enter a plea of guilty to count 1 of the indictment. Count 1 charges the defendant with illegal entry in violation of the US Code. Number 2, maximum penalty for discharge. Count 1 carries a maximum sentence of 20 years imprisonment, a fine of up to $250,000, a term of supervised release not more than 3 years, and a special assessment of $100. With respect to certain offense, the court shall order the defendant to make restitution to any victim of this offense. And remember, SHABDON get 18 months in a prison, And remember, in the previous document, SHABDON only get 18 months in federal prison, For a charge with a maximum sentence of 20 years imprisonment. And if you look below that, you can see say defendant initial. So obviously this is SHABDON Baffan LT right in here. So this goes on to state the elements of the crime. You can pause the video and go through this yourself. That's number 3. Number 4 now, state that counts dismissed. At the time of sentencing, the remaining count against the defendant, count 2, will be dismissed pursuant to the federal crime. We wonder why the count 2 now, right? Again, if you look at number 4, it states count dismissed. Counts dismissed. At the time of sentencing, the remaining count against the defendant, count 2, will be dismissed pursuant to federal If you look at number 5, it says no further charges. If the court accepts this plea agreement, the United States Attorney Office of the Middle District of Florida agrees not to charge defendant with committing any other federal crimes, offense known to the United States Attorney Office at the time of the execution of this agreement arising from facts in this agreement. So basically the attorney sign an agreement and say he not charge him for no other federal crime with them know what happened during this time of them making this agreement. You must have said, what a sweet deal SHABDON get, We know the federal government and not just give a deal, so them people are believing in something for something. Something for something. They not just let him have, so just treat him plead guilty. So what all this benefit them in a no way, shape, nor form? They don't prefer send him to prison. Because everybody knows that the prison industrial complex in America is privatized, so it's a money making thing. Them locking up money in a prison is actually money for them economy. So number 6 basically I give the sentencing guideline to the court. And I tell the court how to sentence him, or they make them recommendation to the court as to the facts they cooperate with them, lessening time and all of that. So you can pause the video and read the document. I'm not going to go through all of that. The 7th agreement now is that SHABDON accept the responsibility and decide say he now come back in America and get deported when him done serving federal time. So that's the 2nd agreement. He must accept his responsibility. And finally now, we reach number 8, where the sharp snake come in now. If you look on your screen, you can see it say cooperation, substantial assistance to be considered. This basically I say, based on information where you give it and the corporation, we're going to chop off your sentence and we're not going to charge you. This is the kicker in the agreement. I want to pause number 8 and read it for yourself. It states that the defendant agreed to cooperate fully with the United States in the investigation and prosecution of others. So let me read that again. The defendant agrees to cooperate fully with the United States in the investigation and prosecution of others and to testify. So basically, SHABDON agree to cooperate with the police, cooperate with the federal government, give them information so him can receive substantial assistance. This are basically when you give enough information, them cut down your time and then we all dash your charges where you have. Remember, so this document start off with SHABDON being investigated for a loss of life in Florida. Them say them not gonna charge him for that. Only thing them want you do, cooperate with me, tell me what go on, and then you serve your time in a prison, then you get deportation. And you come back in them country 3 times when them kick you out already and tell you don't come back. Plus you have multiple stolen identity and everything. So this basically, I say SHABDON cooperate with the feds and give away some people. This is not what me say, this is what the document say. This is what the document in front of your eyes say. So all of the people them will come now and tell me otherwise. I know me can read and me can comprehend as to the document say. If you don't believe what me I say, pause the video, go through the document yourself. Me can provide the video, me can provide the document them. You can read it for yourself. So you can have a better understanding. All who can read, get somebody to read it to them before you come and talking with me about this. So number 10 goes on to state cooperation responsibilities of the parties. It says the government will make known to the court and other relevant authorities the nature and extent of the defendant's cooperation and any other mitigating circumstances indicative of the defendant's rehabilitative intent by assuming the fundamental civic duty of reporting a crime. However, the defendant understands that the government can make no representation that the court will impose a lesser sentence solely on account of or in consideration of such cooperation. So this basically I say now, when SHABDON cooperate with the district attorney or the attorney for the state, them are going to make a recommendation to the court. But them are tell us say, yo, if the judge decides say want to give maximum sentence, it still can't get the maximum this sentence. But we are going to present and make them know all of the information we provide with for help with any other criminal investigation. As we said this, civil duty of reporting a crime. So when SHABDON tell them know about somebody else who commit other crimes now, them use them thing they for less than sentence. As you can see, remember so the maximum sentence is 20 years, in which him don't must get the 20 years, but for the fact say I'm third re-entry this and all of that, and him always a thief people identity, them would have lick him for more than 18 months. Because the first time him do it, he get 24 months. And now, the third time, he might get 18 months. That not make sense. That not logical, none at all. So B state that it is understood that should the defendant with SHABDON knowingly provide incomplete or untruthful testimony, statement or information pursuant to this agreement, or should the defendant falsely implicate or incriminate any person, or should the defendant fail to voluntarily or reservedly disclose and provide full, complete, truthful and honest knowledge, information and cooperation regarding any matter noted herein, the following condition shall apply. The defendant may be prosecuted for any perjury or false declaration, if any committed while testifying pursuant to the agreement of the or of obstruction of justice. So basically what I say, if SHABDON tell lie, they're going to take back the agreement and they're going to put on more charge upon him. And we know so that never happened. We know so they're going to spend at least less than 18 months in prison. So basically, him cooperate fully and him give information to them fully, which is credible and when them use to prosecute somebody else. So this is basically to the extent where I read. I'm gonna post all of the document them on my Instagram. So if you want to read the document them for yourself, you can go through it and read it and get the full understanding if I not explain it to you properly. So I've now reached the end of this video. Not the end of his charges and the end of the documents. So I'm gonna provide a next video with other information as to how SHABDON did operate in the United States. So based on all of what we read and go through today, we realize SHABDON cooperate with the federal police. We don't have no problem with that. At them type of citizens there we need, we cooperate. But the fact say people being referred to him as Shab Snake, this just give credence to that term. So all of the man them we are run back a SHABDON and say SHABDON are done and all of that. Just know say SHABDON do it before and he will definitely do it again. Because as them say, a leopard never changes spot. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Let's have a discussion about this matter. If you feel I'm wrong about this document, let me know in the comment section. Please remember to like the video, share the video, and see you in the next video. And like I always said, always remember to hug your loved ones.